Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of Class 11 Arts, and we today will discuss about the subordinate judiciary. That means in order of hierarchy the Supreme Court is the highest, then it is followed by the High Court, and then comes the subordinate judiciary, which may be known as the Session Court also and District Court also. So if we talk about the subordinate judiciary, that means out of the sessions court or the high courts, again that high court or session court can be subdivided into three parts. That can be divided, that can be called as civil court also, then criminal court also can be there, and revenue court may also be there. After that comes the three types of court, starting from Lok Adalat, consumer court and juvenile court. So talking about the first court, that is known as the Lok Adalat. So in Lok Adalat, it is actually the cases that are discussed in Lok Adalat. The cases of village level are actually discussed and tried in the Lok Adalat, and in the Lok Adalat, conferences of chief justices are also being made. After that only all the cases related to the village level are tried in Lok Adalat. Remember this. After that comes the consumer court. So what is a consumer court? So here several disputes between the sellers and consumers are heard actually. If suppose you assume that if you are a buyer and you have bought something from the seller and you are not satisfied, or you feel that you are cheated at some moment, so at that time you can actually register a case in the consumer court, and your case will be heard following whatever the dissatisfaction you have after purchasing any product from the consumer side. You can put a case and your case will be heard at that very moment in the consumer court, and regarding the hearing some decisions may be given. So what does the consumer court does actually? It protects the rights of consumers. So if a consumer like you and me feel cheated at any time, we can of course lodge a complaint in the consumer court. And if consumer court is there, that means what? That we as a consumer, we as a customer feel very safe while buying any products from any seller. So if then what will happen? That will of course make sure that we can lodge complaint against any product. If we are not satisfied by that product, we can actually lodge a complaint, and that will be heard in the consumer court. This is the advantage of the consumer court, which gives the protection to the consumers. Then lastly come the juvenile court. Now if we talk about the juvenile court, here the children from the age group 7 to 17 years, that means a children who has attained a minimum age of 7 years, and that same children who has attained the maximum age of 17 years, that means in between 7 to 17 years of age, if any children irrespective of their gender are there, so between that age group only the children will be tried in this juvenile court. That is actually for the children. And after 17 comes 18, so that 18 and above category will be termed as the adult, or any person attaining the age of 18 or above will be termed as adult. So their cases will not be heard or tried in the juvenile court. Only those children whose age is between 7 to 17 years, only those cases will be heard and tried at the juvenile court. Remember this. So starting from Lok Adalat, if we revise, then we can say that under Lok Adalat all the cases at village level are tried after the conference of the chief justices. Then if we talk about the consumer court, if as any seller is not happy with the product, then that case can be lodged in the consumer court, and that hearing will be made regarding, or after hearing both the parties, that means sellers also and the consumers also. And the consumer court actually does what? It protects the rights of the consumers. And talking about the juvenile court, here any children between 7 to 17 years are being tried in this juvenile court, those who are not termed as adult. So only those cases are tried in the juvenile court. And the last part of the topic judiciary is the Attorney General. So as we know that the Chief Justice of India is the highest authority in the Supreme Court. So what about the Attorney General then? The Attorney General for India is the Indian government's chief legal advisor in Supreme Court of India. So the CJI, that means Chief Justice of India, is the highest post, and along with that the Attorney General for India is what? Is Indian government's chief legal advisor, is the head in form of advisor. So the Attorney General can be termed as what? It is, or he or she may be Indian government's chief legal advisor. That means from the government side, he or she may be the chief legal advisor under whom? The Supreme Court of India. He or she is appointed by the President of India under Article 76(1) of the Constitution and holds office during the pleasure of the President. So regarding the appointment process of the Attorney General, who appoints the Attorney General then? The Attorney General is appointed by the President of India, and this is being appointed under Article 76(1) of the Constitution and holds office during the pleasure of the President. So he or she may be appointed by the President, but he or she may remain in the office until and unless if the President wishes to do so. That means if the President is satisfied by the work of Attorney General as an advisor in the Supreme Court, so he or she may be, or he or she may continue to serve as the Attorney General. That is why it is written that he or she may remain in the office during the pleasure of the President. So pleasure means with the satisfaction of the President. Now talking about the current Attorney General, the current Attorney General is the 14th Attorney General of India. That means 14th in number. Before him the other 13 have already served as Attorney General. So this is the 14th one till date, and the 14th and the current Attorney General of India is Mr. Mukul Rohatgi. Remember his name. That means in the present time this is the 14th Attorney General of India, and he is Mr. Mukul Rohatgi. Clear? So with this we have come to the end of today's topic as well as this chapter that is related to judiciary. And in this chapter we have gone through understanding about the hierarchical system of the Supreme Court, High Court and the subordinate courts, which may be again subdivided into civil court, criminal court and other court. Then we read about the Supreme Court of India, followed by Chief Justice of India, who is the highest ranking judge in the Supreme Court. Then we read about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Then we read about the second hierarchical order of the court in India, that is the High Court and its jurisdiction. Then we read about the number of high courts been present in India, and in case of the Northeast, the High Court is present in only one state, that is in the state of Assam, and it is looking after the 7 states of the Northeast region, starting from Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. And apart from Guwahati, the bench of the High Court is located in Imphal, Agartala and Shillong also. Then in the last class of today's topic, we read about the subordinate court that may be again subclassified into three parts, that is civil court, criminal court and revenue court. Then we read about Lok Adalat, in which cases are tried at the village level, followed by the consumer court, where if the consumers are not satisfied they may lodge complaint and their hearing will be tried under this court. And lastly we read about the juvenile court, where children between the age group of 7 to 17 years of age are actually tried in this court. And lastly we read about the Attorney General, who is actually holding the post of the chief legal advisor from the Indian government side in Supreme Court of India, and he or she is appointed by the President of India under Article 76(1), and he or she may continue to remain in office up to the time when the President feels that he is satisfied by his or her work. And talking about the 14th and current Attorney General of India, he is Mr. Mukul Rohatgi. So I hope that whatever the points we have discussed, understanding about the topic judiciary is now clear to you. With this I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.